Ever wondered why New York is considered a world city? Well, to understand this, we need to go back to its origins. Picture it. The year is 1624. Dutch settlers gaze upon an island that they would soon call New Amsterdam. The location was nothing short of strategic, a natural harbor with easy access to the North Atlantic trade routes. This made it an ideal trading post, a hub of activity and exchange. But the Dutch wouldn't hold on to it for long. Fast forward to 1664, and the British, with their imperial ambitions, saw the potential of this bustling trading post. They took control, and with a dash of royal flattery, renamed it New York, after the Duke of York. This marked a new chapter in the city's history, setting it on a path to global prominence. With this rich history, New York began to take shape as the city we know today. Fast forward to the 19th century, a time when the world was rapidly changing due to the Industrial Revolution. Now let's dive into the Industrial Revolution and its profound impact on New York. This era, marked by a shift from manual labor to mechanized production, transformed the city into a bustling hub of manufacturing and commerce. New York, with its natural harbor and strategic location, quickly became the primary entry point for goods and immigrants alike. An influx of people from around the world, eager for work, swelled the city's population. The city's diverse workforce, rich in skills and ambition, was instrumental in driving its industrial growth. The city that never sleeps was starting to earn its name. But what truly set New York apart was its embrace of innovation. In 1825, the city witnessed the opening of the Erie Canal, a monumental feat of engineering. Stretching for more than 360 miles, this man-made waterway connected the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes. This not only opened up new trade routes, but also drastically reduced the cost and time of transportation. The Erie Canal's opening was a game-changer. It propelled New York into the forefront of global trade, further boosting its economy. The city became the gateway to America's interior, handling the flow of goods and people in and out of the country. As the city's wealth grew, so did its influence. New York began to shape not just American but global trends in business, fashion, and culture. Its skyline, punctuated by the smokestacks of factories, became a symbol of progress and power. The city's rapid industrial growth also led to significant advancements in infrastructure, which laid the foundation for the modern metropolis we know today. In essence, the Industrial Revolution didn't just change New York, it defined it. It transformed a city into a colossus, a beacon of opportunity that attracted people from all corners of the globe. The Industrial Revolution set New York on the path to becoming a global economic powerhouse. As we step into the 20th century, New York was poised to become a world city. This was a time when the city's silhouette began to stretch towards the sky, with the construction of iconic structures that would become symbols of not just the city, but the nation itself. The Statue of Liberty, a beacon of freedom and democracy, was gifted by France and erected in 1886. But it was in the 20th century that it became a rallying symbol for immigrants dreaming of a better life. The Empire State Building, a marvel of modern architecture, soared into the skyline in 1931, symbolizing America's boundless ambition and resilience, even in the face of the Great Depression. But New York was not just growing vertically, it was expanding culturally. The establishment of Broadway turned the city into the world stage, where stories of every stripe found their voice. The rise of the film and music industries made New York a powerhouse of creativity, attracting artists, dreamers, and innovators from all over the globe. And let's not forget about Wall Street, the financial heartbeat of not just the city, but arguably the world. As the home of the New York Stock Exchange and many major banks, Wall Street transformed New York into an international hub of commerce and finance. New York's growth wasn't just about buildings or industries, though. It was about people. From the huddled masses yearning to breathe free to the titans of industry shaping the world, New York was a magnet for those who dared to dream big. It was a city where the impossible seemed possible, where the world came to make its mark. By the end of the 20th century, New York had firmly established itself as a world city. Its skyscrapers stood tall, its culture resonated globally, its industries shaped the world, and its people embodied the spirit of resilience, diversity, and innovation that has come to define the city we know and love today. Now, let's take a look at New York in the 21st century. From Wall Street to Broadway, New York has firmly established itself as a global hub for finance, media, art, and fashion. The city that never sleeps is home to the New York Stock Exchange, one of the world's largest stock exchanges, and Times Square, often referred to as the crossroads of the world. New York's art scene is just as vibrant and influential, with institutions like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Modern Art housing works that span centuries and continents. The city's fashion industry sets trends that ripple across the globe, with New York Fashion Week being one of the most anticipated events on the fashion calendar. But what truly sets New York apart is its multiculturalism. With over 8 million people speaking more than 200 languages, the city is a melting pot of cultures. This rich diversity is reflected in New York's food scene, where one can find everything from authentic Italian pizza to Chinese dim sum, and from Mexican tacos to Indian curry. The city's music scene is equally diverse, with genres ranging from hip-hop and jazz to classical and Broadway musicals. New York's resilience in the face of challenges is another defining characteristic of the city. The attacks on September 11, 2001 shook the city to its core, but New York emerged stronger, rebuilding and honoring those lost with the soaring One World Trade Center and the poignant 9/11 memorial. The city faced another test with the COVID-19 pandemic, but once again, its people rallied, demonstrating their indomitable spirit. New York's evolution in the 21st century is a continuing testament to its inhabitants' resilience, creativity, and diversity. The city's ability to adapt, innovate, and lead in various fields has further solidified its position as a world city. Today, New York stands as a testament to resilience, diversity, and the power of the human spirit. So, why is New York a world city? It's more than just its towering skyscrapers and the hustle and bustle of Times Square. It's a city that has been sculpted by time, by individuals, by ideas. From its birth as a small Dutch settlement in the 17th century, New York has grown into a global powerhouse that's home to people from every corner of the world. Our journey through the city's history has shown us how the Industrial Revolution transformed it, creating jobs, attracting immigrants, and laying the groundwork for the economic dynamo it is today. It's not just Wall Street or Silicon Alley, it's the countless small businesses, the entrepreneurs, the dreamers who come here to make their mark. The 20th century only accelerated New York's growth. The city survived the Great Depression, rebounded after the Second World War, and emerged as a beacon of hope and opportunity. It became a cultural melting pot, a place where art, music, and ideas could flourish. From Broadway to Harlem, from the Village to the Bronx, New York's cultural richness is unmatched. Even in the 21st century, New York continues to evolve and adapt. It has weathered economic downturns and emerged stronger. It has faced unimaginable tragedies, yet it remains resilient, embodying the spirit of its people, a spirit that's hard to break. New York's influence on the global stage is undeniable. It's a city that doesn't just participate in global affairs, it shapes them. It's home to the United Nations, to some of the world's leading businesses, and to influential media outlets. It sets trends in fashion, in food, in culture. It's a city that other cities aspire to be. And that's what makes New York more than just a city. It's a world city, a city that's connected to every part of the globe, a city that's constantly changing, growing, and inspiring. It's a city that's written its own story and continues to write the story of the world. And that, folks, is why New York is not just another city, but a world city.